Erstic, Fertic, Erkin, Durkin.
Oh, that's Swedish Chef. No, that's Beaker. No. Meep meeps and beep beeps are just not gonna cut it. Just like the Martians. Yep. So much weirdness going on.
Welcome to the KJ and A podcast. My name is Kevin. I'm the K.
I am the J.
And we got an A.
And I'm the A.
And that was the A. Because we actually got people to do it this time.
Yeah, we actually have a nice little stack of our listeners that decided to send us some vocal recordings of themselves doing the A. So over the next few episodes, you will hear multiple variations of A coming for our listeners. So
yeah, and I'm not going to give their names for their own, secrecy.
No, we'll let them know in the chat and in the group and be like, "Hey, you're this week's A."
Yeah, and then they can listen to the episode and be like,
I got put on the radios.
On that radios.
I got the radio.
When the people's the voices, they say
yeah. So this week we did the second episode in the Evangelion
reboot series.
Yeah,
we're gonna go. Like I said, this is the first time we're doing a series of movies that all are connected and kind of groovy to me because I watched the original series and get to see all these changes that they made over the years. And I've seen these movies probably like 2 or 3 times before, but because we're doing it, I'm just always looking for new things to look at from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So it's fun to go back and see this kind of stuff.
See, and that's why I kind of like it because I like our differing perspectives on this because I haven't watched the old ones.
Right.
And so watching the new ones, you're telling me stuff, and I'm like, how the fuck did you get that out of this? Because they skipped, it seems to me, from what you've told me off air or whatever, that a lot of things, like, I didn't know.
Right.
For example, in this one, when Evil One goes apeshit and murders the other one, I didn't know that the Evas were half human, half cyborg, half angel. Like, they had bones and shit until there were pieces of that one.
Oh, yeah, just torn apart.
And there were, like, ribs and blood and bones everywhere. I did not know.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot under that armor that you don't see.
Aside from you telling me that beforehand, like, oh, there was some skin underneath that armor. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
There was?
Yeah.
Huh? Because I didn't see it. That's because they didn't show it. Yep. And, like, I'll tell you, this reboot 100% feels like it was made for the people who watched the...
Oh, yeah. It's... I don't think that Hideaki really made this... He made it to upgrade the animation quality.
Yeah.
And he did make it for the fans primarily.
Yeah, I feel like it was... Like, I probably should be watching the older ones, is how I feel watching this.
Right. And... Again, if you have Netflix, right now, Netflix has the entire series, the original series, with a redub for Netflix. They have the 2 movies that coincided with the series, and Prime has all the rebuild movies on it right now. So, if you're looking to watch Evangelion series and movies, hit your Netflix first, then hit your Prime, and you're gonna have a good time.
Well, I probably will, but I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't want to.
No, you don't want to sully yourself.
Yeah,
with
I don't want to
2 different medias.
Yes,
because
I'll make them bleed across, and that's why I'm not watching ahead.
Right.
Either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching 2, and then we're recording, and then I will watch the third one, and we'll record. Like, I don't want, and that's why I also said, like, we were talking about recording twice at once, and I was like, I'm not going to do 3 and 4 that way because it will blend together.
And that's fair because the quality of this animation in comparison to the original, this is heavy on CG and melding your 2D animation with your 3D animation.
They do a good job of it, though.
They really do.
They really do a good job.
The scene when they're going against
Are we talking about the polygonal one?
The 8th. angel in this movie. The one that is literally like a big orb falling from space.
Oh yeah, and they had to like catch it.
The scene where they have that kind of like the morning in the life of Tokyo 3, and the buildings are rising, and these mirrors are like turning, and the people are walking through the city, and the tracks are changing for the trains. Very intricate, very beautiful, and very detailed for the CG and 3D images that they're using. But when he's running, and they're like, all right, we need to give him a way to get to the angel faster, and there are just these planks that rise up from the ground.
Oh yeah, and he's getting higher
right
as he goes.
Because he has to round it. Now, that's almost like a runner on a track.
Yeah.
When you hit those turns, it is hard to get your body
and it's
to
like angled.
Yeah, you have to angle yourself just right. And I used to run track in high school, so I know this. So when you hit those turns, you have to do it just right, so you don't lose speed or your grip on the ground. Even with cleats on, it is hard to do it just right. But once you get it down, boy howdy, can you go? But yeah, it's very beautiful animation that they're using right now.
Yeah, I feel like the maybe the beginning I was I don't know I complained about the voice acting from the other two, and that was fine. But I feel like now I'm kind of ingrained in it, so it doesn't feel so annoying, as it did like the commander and Shinji. I felt like they were so fucking annoying in the first one, but the second one, granted, Shinji's still obnoxious as fuck, but they don't feel so obnoxious just speaking.
Right. I mean, and you have to go back to that first movie, and you have to hear the Ritsuko's explanation of the hedgehog dilemma. The closer they get, the further apart they feel because of the spines prickling against each other. They don't want to hurt themselves. And that is literally Shinji's problem. He does not want to feel pain. He wants to distance himself as far away from anything that could hurt him as possible. So yes, he will take every measure to throw himself away from his father, because his dad's kind of a dick.
Yeah, his dad's a twat. Yeah, that's so the bottom line.
Yeah, daddy issues.
Daddy issues. Yeah, right. Well, I feel like we don't really have to go into voice actors, really, or art.
We have to go
except for the new one.
Yeah, we do have to add a few characters. So this one is Evangelion 2.0. You cannot advance, or Evangelion Shin Gekijoban Ha, or literally Evangelion, the new movie, Break. IMDb gave it 7.9 out of 10, 22K ratings. My anime list, 8.3 out of 10, 301,347 users. Rotten Tomatoes, 82% on the tomato meter with 11 reviews, 89% audience score, 2,500 ratings. Google users, 86% with 38 ratings. And you know what? That's damn
pretty good.
It's damn good. As far as the voice acting cast, I mean, we've already gone through Shinji Ikari, Masato Katsuragi, Gendo Ikari. Now, we have the addition of Asuka Langley Shikanami. In the original series, her last name was Soryu, so she was a mixed European and Japanese.
Yeah, but they made her out to be very American.
She's
right?
German.
That's
she's
the redhead, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
German, because
yes.
it felt like she was being very American in her.
Oh,
actions.
her. Okay, so if you go and watch the original series, she is of German Japanese descent.
Okay.
And so you have her actually being able to speak German in certain spots in that series, and I was like, oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
because she always says she's very smart, and her grades proved it. But...
And she's a freaking captain.
Yeah.
And she's only like
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's already been through college.
Yeah.
So the original voice actress came back, Tiffany Grant. She actually had voiced that she wanted to come back when they talked about doing the rebuild. So she was like, when it gets to dub, I want to do it. Nice. She's doing it. Cool. So yeah. The character that you were talking about earlier, the mysterious girl, the one that they didn't really name.
The American girl, no, she was the American, right?
Because
they talked about she came from America, and she was like, she just got dropped in.
She still is a part of the European branch, I believe. No. She was a part of the American branch. She's her name is Mari Illustrious Makinami.
Illustrious is the middle
Illustrious.
name. Okay.
In the original dub, when it first came out, Trina Nishimura, and for the Prime dub, Deneen Melody. Let's see, Ritsuko Akagi. Then we got Ryoji Kaji, who is also a new addition. Played in the original, J. Michael Tatum, Sean Borgos for the Prime. Mm-hmm. We still got Kaoru, we got Maya, Shigeru, Makoto, Toji, Kensuke, Hikari, Kyo, Yui, and Kozo. So yeah, the only 3 people that we needed to add was those 3.
All right. Oh, it was. What about the guy who was what's her face's boyfriend?
Talking about Kaji?
Yeah, who was like feeling up on the blonde chick, and then was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm really into purple haired chick."
Yeah,
Kaji. And she was like, "You still have a chance," and he's like, "I turned off the cameras in this room."
Yeah. Yeah, Kaji. Kaji is Kaji. Yeah, see, when you're a, information and tactician kind of guy, that's what you do. You kind of just play the field.
Be a shithead.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah, because you got tactics.
Good for you.
I can get in with a woman and I can get the fuck out.
Okay.
Did you make sure that the window was only one way or 2 way? Because it looks like you were just like, here's bait. I'm going to bait her into this trap. Yeah. She took the bait. She's mad.
Reel it in. Oh, let it go.
Let it go. Yeah. So, yeah, only the addition of 3 characters this go round.
All right. So, I don't need to talk about the art style.
You say you don't need to talk about the art style.
I don't.
But you should probably talk about the art style.
What kind of art style? What's different from the last one? I mean, like,
I
like the polygonal mix in with the basic art style, because usually when they do that, I can tell the difference. But this one, it's like subtle enough where I don't feel like it's shitty. Like, obviously the Evangelions are 3D mixed with hand-drawn art style.
Yes.
And so are the Angels.
Yes.
But they do a really good job of mixing it.
Yes.
So it doesn't feel so bad. I didn't know... I'm glad they explained it in this one, but I didn't know that, like, obviously the oceans were red in this movie.
Yeah, when you first see it, it's literally a red ocean. Now, in the original, the water's still blue for the most part in certain areas, but there are areas that have been affected by the second impact that have red water.
Yeah, it felt like in this one everything was red.
Yeah, the entire Earth's ocean is now red for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's some kind of contamination.
It like angel blood.
It's like I mean, when you think about it, every time these angels explode, it's like a huge gush of.
It's a flood.
Yeah.
Of blood.
Yeah.
When that shit explodes.
Or just a giant explosion. I don't like it.
Yeah. But I like that they kind of explained it, and they went to that little area where they were growing, or they cleaned.
Yeah, they were actually somehow filtering out the impurities and preserving life before the second impact.
Yeah.
In this in their tanks.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was actually amazing. I was like, okay, thank you for adding some conservation to the stories, because
And it's an interesting perspective when the kids are like, "Oh, I didn't know the water used to be blue."
Exactly.
Like,
they've only known that it's been red their entire lives until now.
And the amount of decontamination they had to go through. They had like 3 or 4 different decontamination.
It's a spray. Now it's heat.
Yeah, now it's cold.
And one more spray. Ha!
It was ridiculous.
Now where are these special clothes?
It was basically like a school field trip.
Yeah, it was a social studies field trip. I'm like, are you sure it wasn't a science field trip?
No, it was totally a science field trip.
That's a science field trip. I mean, yeah, you get to go to a big facility out in the middle of the ocean that's basically like an aquarium / water filtration plant, which is kind of awesome. It's kind of awesome. But, I mean, story-wise, this is where things start to deviate from the series. And they said as much in, I guess, a preview from the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you introduce a character that was not in the main series, Mari. You introduce an Ava that wasn't in the main series, Ava Unit 5. And
that wasn't in the main series?
No, the provisional unit was not in the main series. That thing was the upper body of an Ava with friggin' extendable tank legs.
Yeah,
rough. It
was
rough. The cockpit system was slightly different, but I mean it was still an entry plug. Her suit was way different because she had an actual full helmet gear on her head, and there were tubes running into both arms to I guess for the nerve connections. But you saw
where did that Eva come from?
They they were like I want to say
was that the one that was shipped from America?
No.
They said
it's a provisional unit, which means it hadn't gone to actual like production yet. So it was still bits and pieces that were part of an Ava, plus some extra stuff just so they could actually use it against this angel. They were just like, here, throw some stuff on it.
Well, they also said that each country can only have like 3 Avas active at a time.
Right. That's because of their accords, I guess. So not one country is more powerful than another. It's almost like, a proper treaty for like nuclear weapons. You can only have this much, not too much.
Yeah, I guess, but you're not using them to fight each other.
No, but you never know.
But I mean, the angels are only coming to Japan.
Yes, because they have Lilith and Central Dogma.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing they really want.
They want that angel that's in the basement.
Yeah.
The
angel in the basement.
The angel in the basement.
So if I were to say, because I mean that's something new from the series.
Oh, okay.
It's different. The third angel in this one is not the same. They changed the angel numbering, and they actually changed the angel slightly. So when they say the fourth angel came in the rebuild, in the series, that was the third angel.
Oh, okay.
So the one that they got out of the ice that was basically like a skeleton running through the base at the beginning of this movie, that was their version of the third angel. They didn't give them names this go around. So they had names in the series.
Oh, okay.
But they were just like, nah.
Ava 1, Ava 2, Ava
no,
3.
Hey, you know why they didn't give the angels names this time?
So you didn't care about it?
Because all the people forgot. They forgot. They forgot the names. They were just like, nah, we're just going to give them numbers. That's it.
So I actually took notes on this one because I was trying to keep track.
Right.
Different from the other one. But it started off kind of weird.
Well, because they
just immediately jumped into the other chick who went in and took out an angel by herself.
Yes. Now, I want you to pay attention to that because somehow in her plug suit, while she's piloting, now you see when they get out of the base, after this sucker has used beams to cut this place apart, and not just beams, he used a Halo-style maneuver to literally cut a hole out of the top of the base, and the physical implications of that came down upon it, and then he pushed it back up. And he flew out.
Yeah.
And he was only bones, basically. Yeah. Bones. Gets out of the base. Gets onto this pillar. She stabs it into the wall.
Yeah.
Pierces it. So now it's hanging there. And she thinks she had killed it. Didn't kill it. It replies with a beam to her arm. Now when it hits the arm of the Ava, not only does the Ava get damaged, but you see her plug suit actually got damaged too. You'll see scorching on the... Now, normally that does not happen. Normally that would not happen. That means the nerve connections were on a higher level, or that this entry plug didn't have the proper regulatory stats to stop physical harm to the pilot. So she probably has a little burn on her right arm.
I don't understand why, like in the Avas, they have to control it like with levers and shit. Like, why isn't it, if they're like already submerged in this liquid, why can't it just be them doing the running in the, but I mean, like, granted, the American chick who parachuted in, I can never remember these fucking names.
Mari.
Yeah. All right, Mari parachuted in,
and
then when her Eva went beast mode, basically.
Oh, she took Asuka's.
Yeah. She went ape shit. She got up on top and she was just going like, "Rawr!" And she didn't have to control it.
Now,
because their plug was going deeper into the Ava or something.
God, what am I? I'm trying to put this in perspective. So give me just a second. It's the line between being human and not being human. So her plug depth, measure that from her humanity to a form that is more bestial, more primal. So she was on the verge of not being. They keep saying not being human or losing their humanity when they do that, because they could easily lose their form. Because LCL is supposed to be like a primordial soup almost. Mm-hmm. LCL is like a, even though it's oxygenated, it's like the base level. Like all our bodies could literally just lose form and go LCL.
Right.
But our consciousness will still exist. And that's what that's in the series. That's what human instrumentality is supposed to be. And I know I'm giving a lot away with that. Like the whole, our bodies are being held intact by AT fields.
Because they don't explain AT fields, for fuck's sake. I wrote that in my goddamn notes. What the fuck is an AT field? We're making more AT fields. No, I don't want to read your shit.
No,
I don't want to read it. Because it's like, they keep saying, oh, his AT field is increase your AT field. Oh, there's an AT field around the angel. What the fuck is an AT field?
AT stands for absolute terror.
Really?
Absolute terror. But it's actually absolute territory. So your absolute territory. Once again, that's your body.
So you're saying my no-no zone?
Yes. All-inclusive. It's an all-inclusive personal space. Okay,
personal space. Yes. This is personal space.
So it's basically, it is an inviolable zone that the angels deploy. The Avas are also equipped with the same functionality and thus are capable of eroding this field. So it's, for us as humans, our AT fields are literally our physical construct, keeping us distant from each other. For angels, they have an ability to turn energy into an AT field so they can get more space, and it's used as a defensive barrier. Okay. And the Avas have the ability to do the same thing, and they can actually match wavelengths and destroy AT fields.
Yeah, like when they were fighting that one, and she's like chewing his AT field away. Yeah. No arms, just like.
Yeah. After she goes beast mode, it's just like, nope, rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
Just ripping the shit out.
Because you're focused here, but you're not focused on me. So I can rip this apart layer by layer so you can get in with this into mine and blow the son of a bitch apart.
Yeah.
That did not work.
No. But then they also, like, kind of afterwards, she just disappeared. They didn't say anything about her afterwards.
You talking about Mari?
Yeah. She was in, but then they just kind of, like, she didn't exist after that. It was like she was in the fight, and then obviously her Ava was fucked up.
Yeah, she got thrown to the side by Ray, and it really felt very RoboCop-ish. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's it. And
thank you for your compliance. And just like, and boom.
But then no one said anything, and no one was like, because, hey, we should go check on this Ava and whoever was in it.
Well, you got to think she got dropped into Tokyo 3 kind of illegally.
Right.
And then she took Ava Unit 2 with no orders from the actual Tokyo 3 base.
Right.
So that means she's working under either European or American government's orders to do what she's doing. So, okay, cool.
But then, like, afterwards, don't you think they'd be like, hey, let's go see what's in that Ava. Let's see who's in that Ava. Let's go talk to them.
Because
figure out what's going on.
At the very end, they really couldn't because the third impact was about to start.
Okay, so she might have got away or whatever, but there was a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on.
There's a lot going on at the end of this one.
Okay. So, let's see. What other notes do I have? Him throwing a fucking tantrum on that Ava and standing on top of the pyramid like, I don't want to do it anymore. And they're like, are you fucking serious?
Okay. No. You're not going to say he just threw a tantrum just to throw a fucking tantrum. Yeah, he threw a tantrum. I'm not going to deny the fact that he threw
his fucking Eva diaper.
God damn. Okay. Look. I will give you that he threw a huge temper tantrum.
This angel is brought to you by Pampers.
Hey, I remember when we first started this, we were getting endorsed. Hey, Pampers, this episode's for you. Because this one is shitfield.
This KJ&A podcast is brought to you by
Pampers. But yeah, I mean, think about it from his point of view. Okay. You're You don't know where your friend is. She's out of school. They didn't tell you anything about what was going to happen. And this is also a big change from the series, too. Asuka was not initially chosen as the test pilot for Unit 4. Mm-hmm. Initially, it was Toji in the series. And yes, he did not escape that without any harm either. But, so, she gets chosen to test pilot this Ava that, is okay. But it flew through the storm and nobody, thought maybe we should check the weather patterns before this shit. Flies through, gets delivered. She gets into her new plug suit, which is oddly colored. Heavy orange instead of heavy red. Because she likes red. She gets in, everything seems to be going fine, and then all of a sudden, the entry plug's light changes from, happy-go-lucky to straight dark and menacing, and you see angel crosses flying through, and then she gets weird energy wings, she gets flung through the entry plug, and then in the friggin' op center, she's falling way deep into this shit, and the fucking Ava's activating without any of us doing anything, and that bitch just takes the fuck off. Entry plug gets stuck in there with some blue goo, and it's on its own and basically blows the fucking base up. Now, you think if blowing the base up probably would have killed everybody at the fucking base?
Yeah.
Nah. So, Avas get deployed. Hey, you gotta stop this thing. All right, cool.
So and that's the new Ava.
Right, Ava 4.
I mean, the new Angel.
Yeah.
From taking up because she gets infected or something.
Yeah. So the Ava itself wasn't the issue until it flew through that storm, and that's the same thing that happened in the series. It flew through the storm, and basically the Angel was not something that was a solid form.
Yeah.
So it literally entered the Ava through the storm. So it bonded with the Ava through the storm. It gets there, no pilot in there, so that means it's not going to move by itself. But as soon as the pilot gets in there, hijack! Takes the Ava on a ride. So, we got Rey is back up. No, actually, Rey wasn't even in her suit because this was supposed to be the day that they were supposed to have this big party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was her party that she was trying to get his dad.
Right. So she was finally trying to get Gendo and Shinji together and trying to get them to eat, talk, be merry, and all that animosity go away.
Right.
And commendable.
Yeah, commendable. Because she obviously has zero social ability otherwise.
No.
Yeah, she has
as we've seen from the first movie, she doesn't know what to do in situations.
Yeah, I mean, she was buck ass naked and was just like, "Yeah, right, I'm gonna get dressed."
And I feel like with this movie they did that growth. So there was little like sparse scenes where they were at school, and at home. Each character kind of like grew a little bit, even though Rey was by herself in her apartment.
Yeah,
but
she was growing still.
Right. I forgot what her designation was, but we're not going into that yet because people don't understand that until movie 3.
Yeah, so just wait.
But yeah, this so Shinji goes out there and he starts trying to go after this Ava, but his dad's not like giving him the information that he needs. It's like, where's Asuka?
Yeah,
she was supposed to be piloting this thing. It's an angel now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys in the op center are like, we're trying to save everybody from the site, but no mention of Asuka specifically. So he tries. The angel straight gets him in a freaking chokehold. And he's like, looks at the back hatch. The plug's still in. That's Asuka. I can't.
Because the plug's about to go out and it gets stuck.
Right.
Like on the way out.
It's like, nah, man. I need you to help me. I need another set of hands for this thing. Literally.
Yeah. So he should have known, like in my opinion, if he was going after Neva, he should know that the plug is where
your friend is.
So beat the shit out of the rest of it.
Right.
And then you can like probably pull out the plug.
Now you would think that, but he's thinking whole situation. If I go too hard, what could happen? She could get jostled to the point where she gets brain damage. This, that, and the third. You think about it. If he straight grabs this thing by the freaking head and just starts whipping it around, but manages to not hit the plug, all that whipping around could literally have her brain just shaking in every which way.
Has that happened to them yet? Because they've been flung around a lot.
I mean,
just
I don't...
running in an Ava is them going up and down like 20 feet every time. Bounce, 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 bounce.
No,
so,
I can't speak for every aspect of what's going on in that plug. I can't. I mean, I know from upright perspective, it probably feels like what would be sitting in a tank.
Yeah.
I would think. Even when you're jumping and stuff like that, like it has to have some kind of shock value to stop things.
Yeah, but I feel like the plug is probably built to withstand that because just walking in that Ava, and 90% of the time they're running.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be some absorb. I don't know. We're trying to give him some sort of fucking like
plot armor. We're giving a plot armor.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I feel like he should have thought. If he
could think in a tactical situation, but he's not a tactician. He's a child.
Yeah.
Now, Asuka is a freaking soldier who's been through college and has the rank of captain. Now, it's because of her natural gifts? Yes. Because she will fucking tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't get handed shit.
Yeah.
And she tells as much to freaking Ray, and she says freaking Shinji's been riding coattails to get to where he is right now. I'm like,
she calls his ass coattails all the time.
You ain't lying. You speaking the truth.
But then her like buck ass naked trying to cook him some food,
bruh.
Later.
No, we can't do that. We're getting that after this fight.
Okay.
Because we still got to talk about your shit sandwich.
Okay.
That you are feeding. Because you're giving this boy a double decker shit sandwich to just take it.
And he's like, nom 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 nom.
Okay, so non-tactical mind, big giant robot trying to save a friend who has been taken over by the enemy that you're trying to kill.
But he hardly even fucking knows her. She's been acting like a twat ever since.
She moved in with him, and yes, he done seen everything, like literally everything, as you just said.
Because then she like kicked his ass.
Yeah. No, not even kicked. I mean, she freaking hit the Chuck Norris. She hit the Chuck Norris. Ka-ka-pa!
Yeah. She kicked his ass buck ass naked. Conveniently placed beer cans.
Bruh. Bruh. That kick was fucking
acting
solid.
like it was his fault. Bitch, you walked in.
That's a callback. But we're in a callback. So
much to get
as soon as yeah, exactly. So as soon as he says I'm not gonna do it, Gendo says we're gonna execute the dummy plug, and the dummy plug literally is a AI system that will take over the Ava and do what the pilot won't do.
Yeah.
Now in the series, it did not do what it did, where it was like straight came up from the back of the seat, took over the handheld, and was in the pilot's face. No, it didn't do that. It was just a CD player.
Oh, okay.
So you saw like a.
Oh, okay.
And that's it from the seat. That's it. And he couldn't use the controls. That's all.
Okay.
So and he could actually see what was going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The whole entry plug
just heard.
Yeah, exactly. He could hear what was going on, but he couldn't see. So in this instance, he was saved the terrible nature of seeing everything that happened.
Yeah, because that would have been terrible.
Because not only did this thing have full control of the Ava, but then they actually created extensions from the Ava, like an extra pair of arms to choke Ava Unit 1. But as soon as the dummy plug came on, if y'all saw the first one, the fight between the fourth angel is basically what happened, but 10 times worse. And without an explosion. It was worse in
the series?
Oh, no. I'm talking about here.
Oh, yeah. Because he, starts chewing that bitch
But no,
apart.
it was equal to series.
Oh,
I mean, they ripped Ava 4 apart. And
that's when I found out, oh, shit, it's actually, a giant person. Because there were ribs sitting out with,
guts,
meat and
sinew.
Everywhere.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a fully formed, semi-human issue. Like I said, it's angel, human, and technology all together. That's what an evil's body is made of.
And I only knew that before that event because you told me.
Right.
If I was watching this, I'd be like, what the fuck
shit
is with them angels? Tell me something.
Now, I think
And they didn't even get into the Moon Boy from the end of the first one.
Okay. I'm a slightly.
No, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. I'm just they didn't even say anything about it. Even though they ended the first one some crazy kid sitting around on the fucking moon. No, I think at one point they did go through some point where Shinji's dad and somebody else were talking, and then they saw some kids sitting on the outside of
okay,
what they're doing. I don't know. It was very confusing.
Let's finish this part. So yeah. So then, Shinji's just sitting there hearing all this shit, and then at the finale of, AV Unit 4 getting ripped to shreds, the entry plug's in its mouth. He's like, Dad, what's that sound?
Yeah.
What's that sound? And crunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he screams. Like, dude, when you literally have to sit there and hear all that in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to... Now, for us adults, yeah, we're probably going to be like, all right, someone's going to get capped in their ass.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to fist fight somebody. This dude had a fucking giant robot. So he was just like, all right, cool, bet. Jumps down to the freaking geofront, gets up on top of the building, like, bro, I don't care how much time I got left. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to blow this shit up with you in it. Fuck you. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Because even though it's like he's fixated on one life.
Yeah.
He's not fixated on the world. He's fixated on his small circle. And I can't blame him for being fixated on the small circle because he doesn't know everybody in the world. He doesn't. So I can understand him going off the handle, flying face first, and just being like, fuck it. Yeah, he got fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn that LCL up to all the way.
Yeah.
To as far as we can go. And I ain't got time for this shit. And you can... All right, cut the power. I can... Oh, shit. So, yeah, I mean... From my perspective, I can see where Shinji,
Okay, he was all right. I can sort of see that.
Yeah, you got to think of that. You got to put yourself in that kind of position. You can't just be like, this nigga whines all the time.
But man, I don't know. I understand. Like, it's a combination because he's whining, but also his dad is like being a twat. Oh,
he is super standoffish, and he
just refuses to give his son any sort of acknowledgement for no reason.
I mean, he gave him props after the fight with the Eighth Angel.
Yeah,
he told him at the gravesite, and I feel like this is a whole why he feels the way he feels about everything. Forget about the past, move forward.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even have pictures of his wife. He's got none of that. And as soon as Shinji ran away, he was just like, all right, fuck it. Even though his wife straight told him, hey,
take care of
Shinji.
Yeah.
Nah, that's all right.
I'm being
I forgot you.
I'm getting
getting
feelings. I'm being traumatized. I'm getting triggered.
Stop catching no feelings.
I'm getting triggered.
Stop catching no feelings.
Let's see. What other notes did I take? I already talked about the fact that they left it a bloody mess and that the Prime version was totally fan service because that's what it felt like.
See, so when I looked at the Eighth Angel, I was like, look at the eyebrows, the eyelashes. So look, when the Eighth Angel comes down, it's engulfed in an AT field, so you can't see exactly how it looks. Actually. Yeah. So then it breaks that shell and flies out. And this is the same design that it had in the series.
With like the fern leaf looking arms and shit.
Now, the center part looks like an eye.
Yeah.
The extra extensions look like 2 more eyes, so it's got like 3 eyes.
Yeah.
And then on those eyes are like little mandible pieces.
Yeah.
And on those mandible pieces look like eyelashes.
Yeah.
If you look at the eyelashes and they show them, they look like people joined hands up top. Go back and watch it.
I wanted to watch it again because I don't remember.
Because they look like they're waving like this.
That's creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah, watch that. It looks like a very small scene, but then when it gets killed, all those little eyelashes like curl the fuck up.
Yeah,
like they've been burnt before they go. Splee!
Oh my!
Bloody everywhere.
Ew. Let's see. Oh, and then we were talking about her like. Straight Chuck Norris and his ass, butt naked, like it was his fault.
So
she walked in there fucking naked because
this was a
callback
to the first movie because Shinji did the same thing when he saw Pen Pen, rolled out the bathroom butt naked.
Yeah.
So she's new to the apartment, hasn't seen Pen Pen before.
No, but he did that in the first movie too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a callback.
Okay.
So then when she does it though, you got to have higher cans because she's got breasts.
She got parts. Yeah.
So he just turns around like, oh yeah, that's Pen Pen, and he just sees and he's like, oh shit, and then she's like, oh shit, he saw me, and she comes over there and just straight hits the freaking Chuck Norris kick in his face, and I mean they do this shit in slow motion. Once again, perfectly stacked.
Stacked beer cans.
So you don't see
nothing.
nothing.
The crack.
So we're like, all right, good on y'all. Not too much porn.
Right.
And straight roundhouse his ass, and he drops to the floor, straight drooling out his face now. And she's like, "You perv!" Like, hold on, wait a second. You're the one who came running out of the bathroom butt naked. Like, that's not his fault.
What are you talking about?
If he hadn't turned, he wouldn't have seen shit.
And then she comes in and like wants to sleep with his ass later.
Now,
because she's feeling alone or whatever. She's like, "Don't look at me. Don't turn around."
She's prided herself on being able to take care of situations by herself. Because just like Shinji, she hasn't known the love of her parents. Like, her mom died young. Her dad died, I want to say about middle of her life. So she's been basically a military brat without parents.
Mm-hmm. He's
been a child who lost his mother at a young age, and his father is just dissing his shit.
Mm-hmm.
So she took to being boisterous, outspoken. I can do anything by myself. I don't need anybody. That's why you see her with a fucking puppet talking to her fucking self. Mm-hmm. You can't count on anybody but you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See,
crazy girl.
These are all psychological issues, and I love that
every single one of them has some sort of fucked up issue.
So you have science fiction with religious overtones and psychological trauma.
Yeah, because everything explodes in a fucking cross.
Yes.
Every single one.
Yes.
For no fucking reason.
Yes.
Every single time it's like cross shape, cross shape, cross shape. Okay, we get it. Oh, he's evolving to the second form, and there's a giant halo.
Oh,
what the fuck? Okay, we can talk about that next because I don't know.
Okay, so
him evolving into the next form they were talking about, and I'm like, I don't. What is happening? Is he like combining with the Ava? Like he pulled what's her face out of it? Was it the small version or the big version? Because it felt like the Ava was hugging her full body, but not really.
All right,
and then I don't know.
So they jumped a lot with this one because it was very, very preemptive because there was a lot of stuff that happened between to this point.
Was amazing.
Yes, we knew. But this, by the time they hit the end of the movie, we're at the 10th angel, and this one has the ability. It literally is the most, I guess, the strongest of the AT field wielding angels that we see so far.
Yes, please explain this whole last, because it was like when as soon as his arm grew from the stump, right, and it was like a glowing arm, and he was kicking his ass. I was like, now it's getting good, and then it ended, and I was like, the fuck.
Whoops.
Yeah, it felt like I was like, oh shit, I'm getting into it now, baby. Here we go.
Oh no,
here we go. And then
it was a huge. You have to give it this. This was probably the biggest battle that we saw the entire movie, because once again, this angel looks basically like a potato with a face. Yeah. When you first see it, it flows through just like the first angel, or there's just like the fourth angel in the first movie, just kind of like passes by the mountains with the little helicopter plane things that they have.
Yeah. I don't even understand why they shoot bullets at it, because it never does anything.
It doesn't. It's a way, and they've even said so by the Eva staff.
They're like,
that's a waste of it's a waste of taxpayer money.
Don't even have to do anything.
No.
Just let it come.
No, Nerve is specified to take care of angels. I don't know why the military continues to do it, or why they Nerve itself continues to use small ammunition.
There's no reason.
If you have technology that has come to the point where the Avas can use it to take it. Why aren't you using Ava-style technology to take out or try to take out the Avas?
Yeah, they are like sitting there shooting rockets and shit, and I'm like, what do you know from the other 8 angels?
If an mine doesn't take out an angel at point blank range with barely an AT field, the 4th angel barely had the capabilities of the 6th and the 10th angel. Okay? 4th had nothing. And he still survived and regenerated himself and came back. All right. So, Ava Unit 1 in the first movie, broken arm, regenerated it. It was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Now, in this one, so this thing literally, when it gets to Tokyo 3, drops. So, it looks like a potato at first, and then it starts unraveling itself like a friggin' mummy.
Yeah.
And you see it has like a kind of moth-styled inner form.
Yeah.
With like little legs right around its little core.
Yeah, because it was covering up the shell.
But all those little bandage-like extensions are sharp as shit. Mm-hmm. Plus, its AT field is the strongest, so it not only stops things from getting close to it, but way farther because it actually pointed at a single point and create huge overlaid fields. And I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
So, Ava Unit 2 goes out there with Mari as the pilot. Tries to use guns, nothing. Tries to use a cool looking knife / gun.
Yeah, giant
and then shoots out spikes to try to... Nope,
nothing.
Can't get through. Alright, takes a shot to the lower abdomen, loses her arm, and then she's like, alright, secret code, the beast. So then Ava 2 morphs with all restrictions let go, goes into a bestial form. All right,
it's
cool.
got like what are those little?
Those are
pipes
the restrictors that stops it from, I guess, taking on a more bestial form or leaving its humanity behind.
Okay.
So at that point, she's able to use it to its full capability,
Which basically makes it a fucking
monster.
Yeah. And it's just like,
how you feeling, man? Like a monster. If you get the reference to the Incredible Hulk, or not the Incredible Hulk, the Hulk movie starring Edward Norton.
I love Edward Norton.
You can be a friend.
I love it.
So yeah, it goes into kind of a bestial mode, and it almost gets through there, but then it takes a shot to the head and gets knocked the fuck out. But then Unit 0 pops up with an N2 missile.
Carrying it like
Running it down like a freaking quarterback trying to get people out of the way.
Hey, Heisman that bitch.
Gets to the field and she takes her AT field to maximum. Almost gets there. Nah, not enough, man. Unit 2 gets through and starts chewing on them. Gets there.
Chewing the
and guess what? The sucker uses little legs, covers up the core. Nope, not gonna get me. And as soon as that happens, she's like, all right, toss Ava Unit 2. Thank you for your service. just far enough away, but boom, shit goes off. And what happens? Ava Unit 0 is looking all messed up. Mari lands over there where Shinji's at, even though he's been like, I'm not gonna bother Ava no more.
Yeah.
After his big tantrum.
Right.
And then she scoops his ass up. It's like, you fret over a lot of stuff, man. That makes life boring.
Yeah.
Shows him what's happening. And unfortunately, at that point, basically all of Unit 0 gets eaten by that angel in a single bite.
Yep.
And then it integrates Ava Unit 0 and Rey into itself, taking on what basically is a giant form of Rey's body.
Yeah.
With it as kind of like its chest to the head.
Yeah, and she's just like, just leave me alone. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm here. I got eaten. It's cool.
So, yeah, Shinji goes back, gets an Ava Unit 1, even though we're like, the dummy plug's not working. Why is the dummy plug not working? Because Shinji's not inside of it.
Yeah.
Now you hear Gendo say these words. Why are you rebuking me, Yui?
Oh, see, I don't. That's one of those.
You gotta listen to the dialogue.
You can't tell me what to do.
I tell you what I want. Which basically means that Unit 1 has his wife in it.
Well, that explains why in the series that wasn't explained in the first movie, the unit, like when shit's falling apart on the lab, the hand comes up and covers Shinji.
Right.
Because that didn't happen in the fucking first movie.
Again,
there are so many things that were not explained.
Right, because if you have not seen the series and you really
don't watch these fucking Prime movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that now.
You can watch them if you just want to be like, all right, I like the animation. But if you want to stick with the story,
you actually want to know about the story.
Yeah, you want to watch the original series.
Don't fucking watch the series first.
Yeah, watch the series first. Definitely.
I feel so disappointed.
Really? Because you didn't know all that?
Because I only knew all the. If I watched it on my own, I'd be like, "The fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
why is that?" And then I'd be like, "Oh, they're people. Why is there blood and guts and bones in them?"
Yes, look at all that.
That was the main thing for me. I was like, "Why does that look like just a shattered up, fucked up person?"
Oh,
I don't.
The series goes into a lot more depth with a lot of stuff.
They didn't.
They're not trying to, because they're trying to. Like I said, with this one is a departure from the series. So they're really setting up 4, 3, and 4 more than they're worried
Okay,
about.
well, I hope they explain a lot more in 3 and 4 and make me happier.
You'll see some stuff.
Okay, well,
But you wanted to know what happened. So with Rey being now a part of the 10th Angel and Ava Zero part of the New Angel, what it can do is it can literally get past Central Dogma's protection and get right to Lilith and start the third impact. It could just...
Yeah, they were like, oh, the third impact's starting now. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
No. If that angel had gotten past everything, even without Shinji's intervention, it could have started the third impact without Shinji at all.
But didn't they say it started anyways? Because he turned into the god or whatever the fuck?
So what happened was his emotions came to a point so high that because of his mother being in the Ava itself, and him, it was just like, no limiters.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So he went into a form almost like beast mode without even having to use
because they kept showing his pod going lower and lower into the spine.
Right. It's not going lower and lower into the spine. It's literally going into a space where he's transcending his humanity. He turned into LCL physically.
Yeah.
He's no longer have a physical form. It's only his consciousness in the Ava.
Yeah, so he's completely controlling the Ava.
He's a part of the Ava now. So that means when that cut off arm he had, that literally was his AT field taking the form of his arm.
Okay, yeah.
So he can still use the AT field, but he's also using it here to create a physical form. Because it just turned into those bricks, and then it came into a full field and knocked 10th Angel away like, huzzah! Yeah. Hardcore shit. So then he was just like, all right, you going to give me Rey back.
And he like wished her back.
No. So as the hand's sitting there over the core of the angel, he's interacting with it on a mental state. So he's literally transcending through the angel's body and mind to find Rey and try to pull her out.
Yeah.
And he manages to kind of do it.
Because at the end, it was like he was hugging her and pulled her out. It felt like.
It was and it wasn't. Now, when she said she could only exist here when they were on that field trip, it was literally like, I can't go any further. If I were to leave Tokyo 3, I'd probably die. If I was
because then they showed her in a tube later on. Like,
yes. They
don't explain that either.
So, did you see, while they're at dinner, she asks all those questions about the dinner, and you see that when he looks at her, and she says she wants to have a dinner, and he just sees Yui there. Rey, huge spoiler. Rey is basically a clone of Yui,
of his mom,
of Shinji's mom.
That's what I meant.
Partially, with angel DNA as well.
What?
So blood of Lilith, blood of Yui,
human. What?
Yeah. And
this is a spoiler for me.
Yes.
Why?
Because
are they going to explain this later?
Yes.
Is Rey coming back?
Kind of.
The fuck? He went through all that bullshit with the giant halo, and they're like, "Oh, he's a god now. The third impact is happening." It's not the same Rey. I don't. I hate this anime bullshit, man.
See,
the fuck is
you
happening?
can't. I
don't even want to do this episode anymore. This is bullshit.
Terrible.
What the fuck? Explain.
There will be repercussions and so many things to explore in the next movie. So, besides seeing Shinji literally become a god, pulling a friend out of an angel's body,
is she back
into reality with the cassette player that he got from his dad, who left it behind. And a lot of
and what's her Asuka or whatever the other
Asuka? She's in contamination girl, because she
uses it all the time at night.
No, it's just Shinji.
Shinji uses it?
Shinji uses that all the time. Because if he got it, once again, his dad left it behind. He took it for himself.
Kind of like the glasses that Rey had.
Right, exactly, and that's the correlation that they had on the train. The eyeglasses and the cassette player were their connection to his father.
Why they gotta want that douche?
For Shinji, his father, you gotta think blood relations. Now, I'm not super close with my dad.
Blood is thicker than water, but if they're both toxic, they're equally as easy to cut the fuck off.
That's true, but he's also only 16.
That's true.
And he's still got a childlike mind. I mean, he literally has the I don't want to feel pain, so I'm going to divert myself away from anything that could cause me pain. I will do whatever everybody tells me.
That dude is traumatized as fuck.
Oh yeah, I will do whatever people tell me to do because that's how I can get through life. That's his thought pattern.
We need to get the fucking ratings because this is bullshit. We could go into this shit all day, and we got more to do on the third one and the fourth one.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
I don't know.
See, after hearing all this, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna rate it kind of low again.
No. You know what? I'm gonna give its ratings, and I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
You're gonna give it a 7.5?
7.5 because I did like it. I really enjoyed that last fight, even though it was like, oh, he turned into a god, and they didn't explain it whatsoever. Because it's still, as I know what you've told me. Mm-hmm. Which is that it's a combination of angel and human and cybernetics. Mm-hmm. But they haven't explained it in the show. I wouldn't know that unless you told me.
That's fair.
And that's bullshit. Like, they should be saying that in the beginning because they didn't explain what an Ava was. They were just like, there's a giant mech, and this is what you're piloting. And then, like, they cut his arm and blood shoots out. But you're like, is that blood? Or is it, like, oil? Or is it, specific Ava liquid.
Is it the LCL?
I don't know, but the only reason I know is because you've told me.
That's right.
Like, I got lucky because you tell me that shit is changed and shit is different and what actually is this stuff. Because I ask questions and you're like, yeah, it's this. And I'm like, shit, we need to save that shit for the fucking podcast. But I don't know. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10 Avas because I did like it. And I'm really excited to see the next portion and possibly learn more from the Prime perspective. But obviously, this whole series is made specifically for people who have seen the series before and just want to see it in a different style.
Yes.
It's totally made for them. It's not made for me. It's made for you.
That's fair. It is made for the fans. And I do remember a reinvigoration that was supposed... I can't remember what it was. Where the person redoing it was like, I wanted to bring in new people along with the old fans, so I integrated.
That's how it should be.
Integrated as much as I could from the series.
That's how it should be, but all this stuff is like things that people who have watched the old one know.
Right.
Like, it's common knowledge for them, but it's not common knowledge for me who's watching it brand new.
True. That's fair.
And so, like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm trying to give it the neutral,
third
party perspective.
It's still that high middle ground. Which is that's perfectly fine.
And I enjoyed it. I thought that last fight was really fun. I really felt like I was getting into it. Like, oh shit, here we go, baby.
Yeah, because it was a phase fight. It wasn't a singular fight. It was a very phased fight because you knew by the end it was going to be freaking epic.
Yeah,
and it was.
It was a good fight. It was fun, and I was excited to see what, but I knew that there was more coming, and so I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen fucking next? Like, is Rey alive? Did he pull her out? Is he like a god now? Like, does he get out of the Ava?
Did you watch past the credits?
No.
Yeah, you should watch past the credits.
What?
Yeah.
God damn it! This isn't a Marvel movie.
You always watch past the credits.
No, you don't.
Well, if we're watching a series, you watch a series of movies. You watch past. Did you watch the fan service from the first one?
It didn't matter from the first one because they showed that dude on the moon and nothing happened with him in the second one. Not a damn thing.
It did.
Nothing.
It did.
What?
At the end.
The other extra credit scene?
Yes. The only extra credit scene. What are you talking about? All right.
Bullshit. I'm sorry.
So at the end, okay, so the third impact literally is about to happen because Shinji has become basically a god within his Ava.
Yeah.
Ava Unit 6, piloted by the kid from the moon, Karu Nagisa, throws the Lance of Longinus into
the fuck is that?
Read the Bible. The Lance of Longinus into Ava Unit 1, stopping it from starting the third impact.
Uh-huh.
So the third impact has been subdued.
Uh-huh. That's what happens in the extra credit scene?
Yeah.
Man, just fucking do it in the show.
No. They wanted to leave y'all hanging like.
This ain't Marvel, bitch. Don't be sucking your teeth at me.
How dare you, sir? We got a whole series of 2 movies prior to this.
Oh, we got 2 more movies to go through this shit, and then we get a decent little Ghibli.
Yeah, get some Ghibli.
And then I'm gonna pick something real shitty.
Man. As of this recording, I've just literally promoted Psychic Wars, which was
terrible,
pretty fucking shitty.
Terrible.
I feel like my promos were better than that fucking movie by itself.
Yes, it was. Your promos were spot the fuck on, sir. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
I mean, I loved the fight with the Eighth Angel because I loved seeing them. Basically, Ava Unit 1 just like trying to get there in time. So he goes, like I said, around that track.
That was fun, yeah.
And then when he goes like freaking subsonic and you can see the air literally blow everything aside, just like, nope, gotta get there.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
So that, and then the design style, it was still similar to the original, but like I said, the face or little extrusion, there was like a upper torso with arms and a face that stabbed him through both hands.
Okay.
With the stigmata. I was like, yo, what the fuck? That's all different. When they went to go kill it, it didn't have a moving core.
Yeah.
No, there was no moving core in the show. This is a whole different thing. So she was like, poor Asuka. And then Ray was like, all right, I got it. Bah! Stab
that son of a bitch. It still, yeah.
And then that's what caused her to be all like, I couldn't do it by myself. Like, who cares? You're a part of a team now. You have to be a team player. You can't just do everything by yourself.
Yeah, well.
Dude,
right.
So that was my favorite parts.
Well, man, we went a long time with this episode. We had so much to talk about.
Because this one was once again, this is a transition from the series to its own thing. So now everything past this is going to be its own thing. No series complementary.
Why are we mixing them together? Then it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
It's your fault.
I take that blame.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this, you can feel free to contact us on kgnapodcast@gmail.com. And also all of our other social medias that Jay so kindly takes care of. Like Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We got Twitter and Facebook. And we also have Instagram and TikTok.
And TikTok.
Yeah.
KJNet Podcast.
KJNet Podcast.
Jay makes some fucking amazing videos and shit all on his own.
I love being able to do that kind of video.
He does such a good job because it's so funny and like the cancer polyps and shit.
So this guy cut this thing out of that woman and then it turned into this thing, but then they also came out of this thing and they look like meat wads.
You do such a good job that it makes me giggle.
Yes,
but yeah, this was Evangelion 2 and we got 3 and 4 to go, and then we got a Ghibli to go.
Yep.
Man, it's been an hour and some change. This is
hours of change.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was some shit. Yeah, we haven't got a really long episode like this in a while.
It's true. And not since we did the new format.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got kind of hot on this one.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode in a week.
We'll see you later, guys.
Back.